If you're a female, then this is going to be the most valuable message you'll ever see. My name is Daniel J., and I'm about to tell you something unbelievable but 100% true. I want to reveal psychological hidden messages that provoke any man to feel so much addictive love that he'll fall at your feet just for a moment of your attention. Once these messages enter his brain, his bloodstream will be shot with such an intense feeling of addictive love that his body, heart, and head will scream together, "I need this woman badly." And he won't hunger for, desire, or even want to look at any other woman who isn't you. I want you to participate in a fun little experiment. Number 1, listen very closely to the secret hidden messages that I'll share here. Trust me, it'll excite you so much that you'll watch this twice. Number 2, pick any man you desire, even that man who has bluntly rejected you. Number 3, use these hidden messages on him exactly as described, and notice how his sudden avalanche of desire erupts inside him. First, his heart will start to race. Next, his breathing will get faster. And suddenly, he will experience 1,000 different feelings of passionate love that makes him want to possess you, capture you, and make you his forever and ever. These hidden messages are very quickly absorbed by the deeper parts of a man's mind that cause a rapid change in his body chemistry. This happens very quickly. In fact, you will probably see results overnight. Now, the same man who rejected you will turn into a love-drunk fool who wants to be near you more than he wants to breathe. If you're single, men will chase you to the point of madness and will make fools out of themselves just to win you over. The same commitment-phobic man will now desperately kneel at your feet and will gently slide a ring across your finger to seal the deal forever. It doesn't stop yet. The ex who went into the arms of another woman will now feel that every second away from you is a massive punishment and will be dying to make you his all over again. And that husband or boyfriend who has fallen out of love will now find you so irresistible that he will kiss you all night long and then start all over again the next day. Okay, I know you are skeptical, but I know this works because I am living, breathing proof of its results. Here's what happened. A few months ago, I had an unusual addiction. I was addicted to women. It sounds pretty embarrassing, but I went through women faster than a box of Kleenex. With no intention of settling down with just one woman, I broke hearts like they meant nothing. Something inside me regarded every new woman as a challenge, and one of those challenges came with the name Valerie. I first saw her at a Halloween party where she was dressed as a princess. Being my usual self, I hadn't even said hello, but my mind was already imagining kissing her, holding her, and making sweet love to her. I moved towards her like a hungry tiger waiting to attack. I took one step after another, but urgently slammed the brakes when my eyes carefully scanned her. I noticed she had a plain, rather ordinary-looking face and was small and curvy. It was her thick makeup, heels, and the dress that fooled me. She must have been in her mid to late 40s, but dressed much younger. I quickly stopped my lustful thoughts because she didn't have the silky smooth skin, deep blue eyes, or long legs that go on for miles. So I packed my hormones away and danced around with other prettier women. I don't know if it was my luck, but later that night, I somehow ended up getting paired up for a dance with Valerie. As the dance and the night progressed, we got a little too comfortable. Nature took its course, and the rest was history. But you see, I treated every woman as a one-way train ticket, and this is where things got a little dramatic. Although Valerie had a warm heart, I wasn't attracted to her whatsoever. Every time she texted or called me, I felt a twinge of emptiness and dullness inside. Once in a while, I would hang out with her out of pure courtesy. But even in those moments, every minute felt like an hour full of torture. Honestly, she was getting in the way of me and other women. So, following my usual routine, I drifted away with no solid reason to do so. For the first few months, she obsessively called, but one fateful day, she vanished from my life as quickly and quietly as she entered. I felt no guilt or shame. Actually, I felt relieved. But it all changed after a month. One late night, I heard someone ringing my doorbell several times. Ding dong, ding dong. I opened the door and was completely speechless. It was Valerie. With 1,000,001 questions of fear circling my body, I let her in with a lot of hesitation. But then she started to speak. One word led to the next, then another, and suddenly I started feeling that I was reconnecting with someone very dear to my heart. Someone very special. Someone I had always known. Now, everything about her was turning me on emotionally. I loved how her light brown eyes danced when she smiled. I loved how a purplish pink blush climbed her cheeks every time she innocently looked at me. I even loved how freckles sprinkled across her cute little nose. Every little gesture, even the little flutter of her eyelashes and movement of her soft lips, was making my whole body tingle with pleasure. Just then, her hand accidentally brushed mine, and it sent currents of excitement through my body. Her skin felt so soft and warm that now I was struggling to keep my hands to myself. Suddenly, I just wanted to touch her. I wanted to reach out and feel the softness of her rosy cheek, the warmth of her hugs, and the smell of her hair. Night turned into morning, and as she got up to leave, I kissed her once. I kissed her twice. And suddenly I knew I had to make her mine before anything could ever take her from me. I had never experienced a feeling this overpowering before, not even with the hottest of women out there. I spent the next few days completely lost in her, unaware of anyone or anything. I spent my days obsessed with knowing everything about her, from what kind of ice cream she liked to what music she enjoyed. Everything. Now, whenever a stunningly gorgeous woman hovered around me or gave me seductive looks, it just felt wrong. But whenever I was next to Valerie, it felt good. It felt exciting, and for the first time ever, it actually felt right. Now there was no longer an ounce of doubt in my mind that I was meant to be with Valerie. I might have not used the word marriage, but I was already mentally married to her, and that's when it all turned upside down. One evening I was at her place. We were giggling under the sheets, enjoying some romantic music. She held me close and gently stroked my face with her soft fingers. That gesture felt so good and so warm that I just couldn't hold my feelings anymore. I gazed deeply into her eyes and said, "Nothing is ever on my mind the way you are. I swear I don't know how to control myself around you. I could say I love you, but I think it's more than that. I am attached to you and I can't stop myself from loving you." And before I could say anything else, she kissed me. It was a long, sweet, and slow kiss. A kiss which confirmed that she was mine and I was hers. We spent the next few moments like two magnets that couldn't keep themselves away from each other. But just then, I felt something solid tucked away under the pillow. I gently pulled it out and it looked like a diary. The shock on her face confirmed that it had things she didn't want me to know. At first, she begged me not to read it, but suddenly burst into tears, yelling out, "I was going to tell you, but I didn't want you to hate me. I really wanted you to like me. That's why I started learning about these tricks that make a man fall in love. And I am doing it using something called psychological hidden messages, and I've been secretly using these messages on you." Much to my surprise, this didn't bother me. Actually, now I couldn't help but love her even more. I gently kissed her on the forehead and said, "I am glad you did this. You actually made me realize what true love really feels like. You have inspired me to be a better man. I am blessed to have you and can't imagine my life without you." But now I wanted to know the whole story. Valerie told me that after I stopped talking to her, she was in so much pain that her cousin forced her to pay a visit to a psychologist. His name was Scott Foster, and he quickly revealed to her that he wasn't exactly a psychologist, but he was a specialized mind control expert. As a small proof of his superhuman capabilities, he whispered a simple line into Valerie's ear and claimed that she would experience a very intense headache in the middle of her forehead. He continued to talk, and within seconds, Valerie found her head feeling heavier until suddenly a full-blown headache had formed. When she couldn't take it anymore, he quickly dropped another line and told Valerie that the pain would ease in less than 3 minutes. Sure enough, her headache disappeared completely, shocking Valerie beyond belief. Scott explained that he used something called embedded commands that can easily influence the brain and the body. He explained that these commands go straight to a special part of the brain called insular cortex that is responsible for creating motions and feelings. This made Valerie's mind go crazy with curiosity, and she immediately asked, "Is it possible to use embedded commands to make any man fall in love with me?" "Absolutely," said Scott. "And not only love, You can make any man weak in the knees, uncontrollably romantic, and extremely turned on by using these very commands, he added further. Scott had built up a large list of intensive commands that he called love commands and handed over a few to Valerie immediately. Valerie came up with a slightly evil plan. She reopened her old online dating profile and messaged a very cruel past date. This guy begged Valerie for a date for 3 weeks straight, but when he finally met her in person, he bluntly said, "I am really sorry, I can't do this. You don't look anything like your online picture," and literally ran away in the middle of the date. Valerie used the commands on him as instructed and couldn't believe it when she saw a couple of texts from this very man next morning. He wrote, "Honestly, I was stupid for treating you the way I did, and I know this sounds crazy, but ever since I read your message, my mind hasn't stopped thinking about you. Can we please meet? Eagerly waiting for your call." If this wasn't enough, Valerie was shocked to see a second message where he eagerly wrote, "Hey Valerie, I've been thinking about our little conversation all day, and it's difficult to say this, but I felt a connection between us. I don't want to push you, but I have to ask. Would you like to meet me for dinner tomorrow?" At this point, Valerie was so excited that she could barely contain it. She rushed back to Scott to know more and discovered that these commands caused the male brain to release something called norepinephrine, also known as the excitement hormone. Have you ever seen lovers who are so head over heels into each other that they talk all night and can't go without a moment of longing to touch or see one another? That's because they're high on this very hormone. It leads to a special kind of love sickness where a man's imagination just can't rest and he falls neck deep in love with whoever happens to be nearby when this hormone is circling his body. And this is when Valerie discovered something which changed her life forever. Scott had compiled a complete owner's manual that he called Love Commands. It had the complete list of every command, and it took him 20 years of dedicated research to create this. Valerie knew that she absolutely had to have this, whatever it took. So after a lot of begging, convincing, and arm twisting, Valerie finally managed to get her hands on this owner's manual, but with a very weird condition. I'll tell you about it soon, but by using these very love commands, she pulled me back into her life. Seeing this, a close friend of hers got extremely curious, and in her excitement, Valerie spoke a little too much. Her secret slipped out and passed from one person to the next. All her friends and their friends bombarded her phone with nosy messages, and now she was forced to share it with the small group of women. First, she shared the candy love command with her 48-year-old friend named Trish, who met this truly gorgeous fitness instructor. But this guy didn't like Trish as much as she liked him because he said, "I think we're too different. Let's just be friends for now." What he actually meant was, "You're too old for me." She applied the candy love command, and now this same man said, "I don't know what's happening to me lately, but the very thought of you puts a smile on my face," and then asked her if she would give him a chance to date her. Valerie shared the Be My Darling command with another friend named Layla, who was about to have a panic attack because her boyfriend packed his bags and was about to leave her. After using this command, this guy suddenly pulled her into a tight hug and said, "I'll never stop loving you and I'll never let you go. You are very special to me. Please forgive me." She also shared the Knot of Commitment command with another friend, Vivian, whose boyfriend clearly told her that he felt trapped in the relationship and was never going to marry her. Within hours of using this command, this same man said, "I want to be with you forever and will marry you 1,000,000 times over if I could." And then came the most hopeless case, where a woman named Julia wanted her ex back, who avoided her for a whole year and was head over heels in love with another woman. Valerie gave her the Love Me Again command, and her ex got so desperate that he started saying things like, "I need you here. Just come and sit with me. You don't even have to be nice. Please come back. Please give me another chance." And by this time, she had a nice little group over 100 women who were successfully using these love commands. These stories excited me, but also left me sad. Sad because Scott only wanted to share these love commands with a handful of women who could afford them. In reality, Scott was booked well in advance for the next 2 years, so he didn't exactly have the time either. But I thought of something. Being an internet-savvy guy, I offered to turn this into an online course. That way, he'd be able to help a lot more women. For some strange reason, he had a lot of doubts, but finally agreed with one very major condition. I'll tell you about it in a moment, but since you're here, you have a very rare opportunity to get the complete Love Commands course right now. Here are 3 reasons why you should be jumping up and down with excitement right now. 1. This is so laughably easy to master that you'll be using commands on that one special man by as early as tonight and seeing mind-boggling results. 2. It doesn't matter if you're 18 or 80 years old. It doesn't matter if you're tall, short, chunky, or skinny. It works for women of all ages and sizes. 3. It doesn't matter if you're in a breakup situation, looking to woo that gorgeous man, or just want your boyfriend or husband to fulfill your wishes. It works in any and all types of relationship situations. Here's just a small taste of what you're about to discover. Do you know the Candy Love command? This activates the male hormonal system immediately. Now he will find you to be the most tempting woman to ever exist on this planet. You will turn into his special eye candy, and his body will force him to kiss you every time you look at him. And his eyes will scream at you with gestures like, "I need you. I want you. Please love me." Are you stuck in the casual companionship area where he just isn't sure about you? Try the Knot of Commitment command and watch how he suddenly finds you to be everything he's ever desired in his ultimate dream wife. First, he will wonder where he stands with you. Then he'll wonder if you two will ever be a couple and will hopelessly need to know if you see a future with him. Have you ever confessed your true feelings to that one special man only to have him ruthlessly reject you? The Instant Lovebirds command will make him feel that you're the complete package. A lover, a soulmate, an incredible friend, a better half for life, and will just grab you and hug the life out of you. Ever been around a man who just couldn't get himself attracted to you no matter what you did? Try my Be My Darling command and watch how every word, every touch, and every glance you throw his way turns into this high that he never wants to come down from. Now he will be so obsessed that he could spend all 24 hours in a day with you, but will still feel that he needs more of you. Are you stuck with a player who is always lusting after other women? Discover the I Am Your Lady command. This intensifies his feeling for you to such a crazy level that he won't wish to talk to any other woman but you. Won't want to see or hear any other woman who isn't you. Now he will hunger for you in a way that he has never hungered for any other woman before. Do you know about the Total Devotion command? This turns you into his favorite passion and obsession. Now he will try to study you like a book and discover every little thing that pleases you. In fact, there is nothing you could ever say or do that will make him love you less and won't stop saying I love you to you all day long. Do you know about the Attraction Firecracker command? Use this on any man on the very first date and watch how he instantly finds you more attractive, hotter, and sexier than any woman he's ever come across. He will crave your nearness so much that he won't be able to stop his fingers from texting you sweet little compliments all day long. Has that one special man fallen out of love with you? Don't worry. Use the Desire Reset command on him and watch how he suddenly starts to miss you from his morning meal all the way till dinner. He will put your picture on his phone and will be so mentally turned on that he won't be able to get enough of your eyes, your face, your hair, and your body. Are you trying to get an ex back who's gone into the arms of another woman? Use my Love Me Again command on him, and almost immediately his mind will start to play mental messages like, I miss her, I want her, I need her back in my life, and he'll do everything humanly possible to have you back as fast as possible. I'll also show you how to get a man to do anything that pleases you by using the I Am the Master command. He will spend each new day making 1,000,000 sacrifices for you and will go out of his way to make you feel so special, so wanted, and so needed that he'll constantly tell you, there is nothing more important to me than seeing a pretty little smile on your beautiful face. I'll do anything to make you happy. Do you know about the Queen of Seduction command? Try this on him tonight and see how he suddenly comes near you, deeply gazes into your eyes, and says, I can't hide it anymore. You turn me on in ways I didn't even know existed, and will desire to embrace you, kiss you, and become one with you over and over again. Do you know about the I Am Your Princess command? This will make that one special man look at you as the most precious part of his life. Every morning, his first desire will be to see you, kiss you, hold you, and tell you how you are more valuable to him than life itself. Stuck with a man who plays hot and cold? Use my feeling enhancer command and notice how he suddenly finds you more and more beautiful with every passing moment and will always say, "You are everything to me and more. I love you more today than I did yesterday, and I'll love you more tomorrow than I do today." Are you stuck with an emotionally distant man who never opens up? Try my freeze defreeze command and watch how he suddenly talks to you for hours upon hours about matters closest to his heart and never gets bored of it. He will suddenly become so caring, so romantic, so thoughtful, and so loving towards you that it'll shock you a little. Honestly, I could keep talking for 10 hours straight, and that still won't be enough to cover every amazing thing you're going to learn in this course. So now the question of the moment is, are you ready? Are you ready to use these love commands and have that one special man treat you like the rarest jewel that he just can't afford to lose? Now, every day when he'll see your face, his only thought will be, "I am the luckiest man in this whole wide world." And now just looking at your face will turn into the most pleasurable activity for him. Is that something you'd like to have? I know you're excited, and I know you can't wait. You don't know this yet, but Scott charges $300 an hour to teach his love commands. And even at that price, he has women literally throwing money his way. If you ever saw him in action live, you'd see raining dollar bills and checks all over the place. So we actually wanted to price this system at $300. But I knew that this won't be easy for regular, hardworking women who sweat it out daily to take care of their job, home, and family. So although Scott literally had women pushing big dollar bills into his pocket, I talked his ear off into doing something pretty outrageous, but for a very limited time. And for the first few women only. Here is what I mean. You aren't going to pay $300 for this program. You aren't even going to pay $200. In fact, as crazy as this sounds, you can have the complete Love Commands course right now for only $97. But wait, if you promise to act right now, which means by the end of this very video, I'll knock off another 50% and you can have the whole course for a one-time only payment of just $47. Yes, that's correct. You get it all for a one-time payment of only $47. You save $253 from the original $300 price tag, and that's a colossal 85% discount. But wait, Scott wants to cover all the bases and wants you to get this course risk-free, stress-free, and with a wide, gigantic smile across your face. Here is how it works. I want you to get the Love Commands program. Go through the laughably easy to master commands and experience in real time how you start attracting men like flowers attract bees. Notice how by blurting out a simple little command, that one special man feels so much in love with you that you override every other thought in his head, and he won't be able to get you out of his mind, not even for a minute, be it day or night. If over the next 60 days you don't notice that almost every man finds himself going absolutely mental with love for you, or you don't like this program for any reason, although I swear that's impossible because you'll be astonished beyond belief even if you go through just the first few sections, you can just send me an email and I'll happily and graciously offer you a full, no questions asked refund and we'll still be good friends. It just can't get more fairer than this. Now you must be wondering, are you nuts? How can Scott afford to make a guarantee like this? Well, 2 reasons. 1. He trusts you completely, but doesn't need you to trust him at all. Rather, he wants to win your trust by making it completely risk-free for you. 2. He knows with experience that you'll be so thrilled after seeing these commands that you'll be sending him emails full of praises and thank yous, and will gladly tell him that getting this course is the best decision you've ever made in your life. And it doesn't stop there. Let me sweeten the deal even more. If you promise to order Love Commands by the end of this very video, then I'll throw in 3 bonus reports from Scott's secret vault. First, I'll give you the Hypnotic Obsession report worth $37 in value. Do you know how to leave him hypnotically obsessed? Just apply one of the tactics from this report and notice how that one special man, or any man for that matter, feels so obsessed with you that his whole body will fire up at the very sight of you, from his head all the way down to his toes. When he will lie in bed with you, he'll feel complete. When he's next to you, he'll feel secure. When you're in his arms, he'll feel loved. And when you're away, he will feel depressed, like a part of his soul is missing. Next, I'll give you my sweet little whispers report, also worth $37. Just use any of these innocent little whispers on your man during the start of each day, and notice how it suddenly takes his breath away and causes his heart to race. In fact, every day he will try to finish work fast because all he will ever want is to rush back home to see you, kiss you, hold you, and tell you how he finds you to be the sexiest woman alive. And finally, I'll also give you the viral feelings of love report, which is also worth $37. Here, you'll discover how to make pure love circle around a man's body, his veins, and his blood like a virus. Now, you could kiss him innocently just once, but he will feel the sensuality of that kiss, the softness and the warmth of your lips for days on end. You could touch him once, and he will imagine you next to him for every night in the future. And he will literally worship all of you with pure love. You will feel this new love in his voice, in his eyes, in the touch of his hands, and in the beating of his heart. Good enough? All right, now let's add it all up. You're getting the main Love Commands program worth $300, plus the 3 reports worth $37 each, which in total is $111. So if you add up the main program along with the bonuses, you're getting $411 worth of products for a one-time investment of just $47. That is a massive 90% discount, and you're saving a colossal $364. But there is a problem, and it'll be a problem for you only if you don't decide to act right now. You see, Scott agreed to do this on one condition, and that was this. He wants to offer this program to the first few women only, and has to keep the slots limited. He already has women paying him $300 for this, and to keep it fair to them, he can't keep this offer at $47 for too long. So if you're planning on coming back to this at a later time, then I can't promise that you'll find the price at $47. There is a possibility that it'll go up to $300, or there is even a possibility that we might shut access to this course completely, maybe even today. I just can't promise anything. You might try to contact me later on, but trust me, Scott is a stubborn man, and I don't think I'll be able to do anything for you then. So here's what you need to do now. The whole ordering process is extremely simple and quick. Simply click the Add to Cart button below, and we'll guide you through the whole checkout process. We accept credit card, debit card, or PayPal, and the whole process is extremely simple and completely safe. In fact, it's far more secure than using your credit card at a shopping mall or gas station. Once you enter your payment details, you will be instantly taken to a download page, where you will be given immediate access to the complete Love Commands program along with the bonuses. Good enough? Now it's decision time, and you have 2 choices. The first choice, leave this page, completely forget everything you heard or saw. Assume I never told you about Love Commands and let the next woman take advantage of this incredible offer. By doing this, you've consciously chosen the really challenging, painful, and difficult path because you might never get that sense of love, stability, or devotion from that one special man. And spend your days in desperate hope that someday, some way, you might get the love you've always desired. Sounds awful, right? Well, it doesn't have to be, because you could make the completely painless, smart, and the most correct choice, which is the second choice, by clicking the Add to Cart button below and enrolling in the Love Commands program right now. Once you do that, you can finally sit back, relax, and enjoy as any man you use these commands on not only feels extreme love, but also gets so deeply mesmerized that he will be desperately hungry for your heart, attention, and affection for all 365 days of the year. And you understand that you have full 60 days to test drive this program. Therefore, you are at absolutely zero risk. The whole course is extremely fun and ridiculously easy. I am really not kidding. In fact, you could just go through the first few sections and you will easily be able to turn yourself into his ultimate passion and obsession. To such a crazy level that the very idea of other women will slightly irritate him, and every other word out of his mouth will be either about you or for you. You'll see men feeling so enslaved by you that they'll feel this excited tickle, almost a sweet shiver, in their gut, chest, and whole body at the very mention of your name. The techniques you will learn from my program won't just work for you today or tomorrow, but rather, they will continue to work for you for the rest of your life. And honestly, if you're thinking about coming back to this offer some other time, then you'll be kicking yourself with regret for many years to come, because you might not be able to get it at all. In fact, here are 3 huge reasons why you absolutely must act right now. Reason number 1. You don't have to shell out $300 per hour like other women have to, and you're actually getting everything for $47, which is a little fraction of the price everyone else had to pay, and on top of that, you're getting 3 super bonuses worth $111 just for acting right now. Reason number 2. You basically aren't losing anything because Scott is putting his financial security on the line for you. He is accepting all the risk on your behalf by letting you test drive this system for full 60 days. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Reason number 3. The biggest reason why I think you just can't afford to delay this even one more second is because Scott fears that women in his group are going to find out about this crazy offer, and he doesn't want them feeling pissed off because they had to pay $300 for something you only have to pay $47. He will have to close this offer sooner or later. Once again, since you're still viewing this, it means you still have the opportunity to grab love commands right now. So, click the Add to Cart button below. Let me tell you something very important now. Life is short, honestly too short, and you'll never be able to figure this out on your own. Have you ever seen a woman who wasn't exactly Victoria's Secret supermodel with perfectly chiseled jawline and the body of a goddess, yet she was still able to get the man of her dreams to fall head over heels in love for her? By the same token, have you ever seen a woman who goes out of her way to please a man, changes her lifestyle completely and even her habits, yet the man just can't get himself attracted to her? What do you think is the difference? The difference is the feelings he experiences around her. If the feelings he experiences around you feel incredibly satisfying, then he'll naturally crave your nearness and will want you more than life itself. But if his heartbeat doesn't rise when you're around, this means that you aren't able to trigger the right set of emotions inside him, and as a result, he'll never see you as his ultimate soulmate. These love commands give you that exact power. You'll be able to create feelings of love, devotion, and affection within any man. Use these on any man of your choice, and suddenly he'll want to grab you and kiss the life out of you. I don't think you should waste any more time trying to figure it out on your own. Listen, the work has been done for you. The only work you have to do is follow the Add to Cart button below and enroll in this program right now. I know I've said a lot, but let me just say one final thing. In whatever little time we've had together, I have shown you 3 very important things. The first thing, I've shown you that by using simple commands, you can easily make any man fall for you to the point of madness, even if he doesn't get along with you currently. The second thing, I've also shown you that these commands are called love commands, and you can get access to them literally 5 minutes from now by clicking the Add to Cart button below. And finally, the third thing, you also understand and agree that these commands don't really need you to do any hard work. In fact, the only work you have to do is use these commands on a man and watch him turn so obsessed that he acts like a lovesick schoolboy with a major crush. So now, since you agree with all these points, don't you think it's a good idea to at least try out this program? I mean, what do you have to lose anyway? With the risk-free guarantee, you get 60 full days to test drive this program. Therefore, you have absolutely nothing to lose. Look, I really wish I could make this decision for you, but I can't. Honestly, I could talk your ear off about how mind-bogglingly effective these commands are, but the only way you'd ever know it is when you actually see them for yourself. Therefore, follow the Add to Cart button below, and I'll see you inside.